Have you ever wondered what it would be like to transfer matter from one place to another? It's a concept that has fascinated scientists and science fiction writers for decades. But what if we took that idea a step further and explored matter transfer in the realm of reality? What if we could transfer thoughts, emotions, or even entire worlds from one mind to another? In this video, we'll dive into the world of matter transfer and explore the fascinating possibilities that exist when we look beyond the limits of reality. We take a journey through the limitless potential of the human imagination. The idea of matter transfer is not just confined to the world of fiction. Scientists are actively working on developing technology that could make it possible to transfer matter over long distances. One of the most promising areas of research in matter transfer is the field of quantum teleportation. Quantum teleportation is a process by which the quantum state of one particle is transmitted to another particle at a distant location, effectively teleporting the original particle. This process relies on the concept of quantum entanglement. It is a phenomenon in quantum mechanics where two or more particles become correlated in such a way that the state of one particle depends on the state of the other, even when the particles are separated by a great distance. This correlation between particles is often referred to as spooky action at a distance, as the particles seem to be instantaneously affecting each other's state despite being far apart. To understand how quantum entanglement works, simply look at the example of ball. Imagine you have red and blue ball. You have placed them in boxes. Each box can contain either a red ball or a blue ball. The contents of the boxes exist in a superposition of both possibilities. After that, you shuffle the boxes and ask your friend to open one of the boxes. If he opens the box and finds a red ball, then without opening the second box, you immediately know that it contains a blue ball, even if they are far apart. When two particles become entangled, their properties become linked. This means that measuring one particle's property, its spin, polarization, or position, will determine the corresponding property of the other particle, even if they are separated by a great distance. This link between particles exists regardless of the distance between them, and it is often stronger for particles that are closer together. The concept of quantum entanglement was first proposed by Albert Einstein in a 1935 paper. Subsequent experiments confirmed the existence of entanglement, and it is now considered to be a fundamental aspect of quantum mechanics. One of the most interesting aspects of entanglement is that it can be used to transmit information instantaneously between particles, regardless of their separation. However, this does not violate the speed of light or the principles of causality, as it is not possible to control or manipulate the state of entangled particles in a way that would allow for faster-than-light communication. To understand how quantum teleportation works, we need to dive into the concept of quantum entanglement. In quantum mechanics, particles are described by wave functions, which represent the probability of finding the particle in a particular state when measured. When two or more particles interact, their wave functions become entangled, meaning that their combined wave function is no longer separable into individual particle states. It's important to note that entanglement can occur not only between two particles, but also between larger groups of particles. When two particles become entangled, their spins can also become entangled. For example, let's consider two electrons that are entangled. If we measure the spin of one electron along a particular axis and find that it is up, then we know that the spin of the other electron along the same axis will be down. This is because the entanglement of the particles' wave functions leads to correlations in their spin values. The transfer of matter refers to the process of moving particles, atoms, or molecules from one location to another. It involves breaking down the matter into its constituent parts and then rebuilding it in a different location, effectively moving it from one place to another. The process of matter transfer requires precise control over the position, momentum, and other quantum properties of the particles being transferred. It also involves a complex set of calculations to ensure that the particles are correctly arranged and reassembled in the new location. For these reasons, Matter transfer technology is still largely experimental. The transfer of particles would involve a process known as molecular teleportation or quantum teleportation. In this process, the molecules would need to be broken down into their constituent particles, such as atoms or subatomic particles, and their quantum states would need to be transmitted to a receiving location. The breaking of matter is done by heating, cooling, or the use of chemical solvents. Once the molecules are broken down, their constituent particles could be captured and analyzed using various scientific tools, such as mass spectrometry or electron microscopy. By quantum entanglement, quantum state of one particle can be instantaneously transferred to another particle that is entangled with it, regardless of the distance between them. Finally, the particles would need to be reassembled in the receiving location using a process similar to the one used to break them down. This would require precise control over the position, momentum, and other quantum properties of the particles, as well as the ability to accurately reconstruct the original molecular structure. This process of transferring has been demonstrated experimentally on a small scale with individual particles. It is still in the early stages of development.